Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today. Continue where we left off in Dark Dimension 7. Now we're going to be starting things off here on the last and final note here in the any trade section. This team of Apocalypse, Ghost Rider, Robbie, Super Skrull, Vulture, and Black Knight have been absolutely stellar. We've been crushing each and every single node, just a few attempts. So, having said that, guys, let's get right into it, the gameplay. Yeah, so far so good, guys. Honestly speaking, the first two nodes weren't too bad with just a couple attempts. And I think it's mainly because obviously bringing in both a Skrull and Apocalypse, very, very powerful additions. But this is the one I've heard where this is notorious for being quite difficult if you don't have these two characters. So we're actually going to start things off here with the ultimate ability. So that way there is trauma. And you can see why this wave is so problematic, because we're actually up against a couple of Nightcrawlers. We got Red Hulk, so that's why I'm targeting the middle. I wanted to aim just for the middle, so that way we're not getting too many of those charges off here, as you can see. And even using Vulture to go down the middle like that. Do not hesitate to go ham with all your abilities. We had some pretty good cooldowns previously when we were ending off the node here, as you can see. And again, I'm just trying not to focus too much on the Red Hulks and going for that middle, because there's those two Nightcrawlers that we have to take care of. There's also, obviously having the Eternals, being able to flip our positives into negatives, and as well being able to obviously chain against the turn meter too. So ideally, if you do have Apocalypse here and you have the ultimate ready to go, I think this is an opportune moment, especially given all the trauma, the debuffs, thanks to Robbie. We're going to be using the ultimate here and obviously the Apocalypse one-shot to try and do as much damage as possible to one of the Nightcrawlers. I think leaving the Nightcrawlers is going to be very, very problematic, and that's from what I've seen from the other content creators as well. So looking so good so far. With one enemy down, everyone's pretty beat up with all the debuffs. But remember, as we do more attacks on these Red Hulks, they're going to be getting their charges up, and they're going to be able to use their ultimate ability against us. And I don't think there's any really real way to avoid it unless you have a more star-studded team than this. But I think this is pretty solid. Maybe Old Man Logan could be making a difference in this node. But as you can see here now, we got two enemies taken care of, and that middle portion is almost completely done. At this point, I decided to actually use the ability block, so that way I can at least stop one Red Hulk from ulting. And then in the same time as well, you can see how good we're doing in this run, because everybody's pretty weakened up. That Nightcrawler, ideally, I would have loved to aim for him more, but we just aimed down the middle with all my attacks. But we are losing our HP, as you guys can see, right? Like we're can't be able to last too long here in terms of some of the damage that we can sustain. We've been able to hold back a lot of these key characters, and that's kind of why I aim for that middle piece, because of all those problematic targets. Thankfully as well, Black Knight has been amazing just to be able to soak up damage with that on-spawn taunt. So now we clean up the right side there, and what's going to happen is that 5 enemies taken care of, it does actually spawn the next wave, and this is where you probably will have to take the punch here. So I go ahead, I target the Red Hulk there, but with the Gambits getting spawned here, they're going to use their passive attacks to take us off, and that's why it was very, very important to at least aim for one of the Nightcrawlers, because that Nightcrawler synergy with Gambit, we still have another one that we need to clean up. On top of that, there's also a Forge that spawned with Sunspot, so that's why aiming for Sunspot and one of the Nightcrawlers is pretty pivotal in the earlier on. If not, we're going to be in for some pain later on, right? So thankfully, we were able to do a lot of good work. Finally, one of the Red Hulks do get taken care of. We still have another one on that left side, but this is a pretty good setup in terms of what I would expect for a good first attack, because of the fact that we took down some of those key targets. Now they're going ahead. They're going to use some of their abilities, because we can't always continue to hold them on. As you can see here, I do have the ultimate back from Super Skrull. You could choose to use it if you want to just do a little bit of damage before your team goes down. But seeing as how half my team is already, in defeated state, I'm just going to wait and save that cooldown, because we can start things off in the next attempt here once again with another big ultimate ability. So ideally, if you guys can, try to hold back that Forge from reviving anybody before they take care of us, right? That's why I was trying to get an ability block there. So now I'm just hoping for Gambit to finish off our team. Thankfully, Gambit used the ultimate. Nightcrawler uses the ultimate as well. So now I'm just trying to hopefully, and that thankfully did not go off there with the revive from Forge. So that was good. That was, in my opinion, is a very, very good first attempt, because we were able to clean up a lot of those pain targets. And actually a meaningful dent here in the first attack, because as you can see, 259 million. So there you guys have it. Finally on the last node here for Dark Dimension 7, starting off mission 3. We'll keep continuing the battle, guys. Appreciate you guys following along, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.